Good evening.
Hello.
Hello. We are pleased to say hello to you.
As we were listening to our last recording with you, I thought it was funny that we've been so wrapped up in the game, as you called it, for the last couple weeks. It seems very silly now.
It is all a reminder, isn't it? It's a game, and you remind yourself every day that it is just a game. An important game, for you are learning lessons that will evolve your soul and into your spirit. Eventually you will traject, as we have talked about so often. But in the beginning it is a game, and it is an important game.
As we were listening to this last recording, I wanted to know if we talked about ego and how the ego thinks that anything spiritual is really the death of itself. I was curious, does the ego remain in some form after the human death and play a part in the soul recycling repeatedly?
The ego remains is a very small part of your essence, of your soul, so that when you are in the way station and people contact you, such as mediums, then they know who they are. However, that is a small part of who you are as you recycle again and 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 again until you are a much greater being. When you traject, when you choose to traject, as we do, then there is no ego whatsoever. We separate out on occasion to show you different aspects of your humanness, and that is all. The ego no longer is alive, and that is a very good question. It exists and is an important part of your growing. Again, just as your game is important, your ego is an important part of your humanness and your spiritual growth. And therefore, do not discard it. It is a part of who you are. Without it, you would not learn. Just as without suffering at this point in your evolution, you would not know how to grow. Eventually, it will no longer be needed, just as eventually your ego will also no longer be needed. It is, to use an example like your appendix, as Michelle lost her appendix because it is no longer needed in her digestive system. Eventually, your ego will no longer be needed in your evolutionary growth.
That makes sense.
We think so.
Does the power of 10 converse with souls that are in the way station? Or do you, and I use the word converse loosely, but do you communicate with just those at your level and angels like you spoke of before and us right now?
It is all a matter of frequency. If a soul has evolved enough to reach us, then yes, they see that it is an option to project beyond life and death. If they are a young soul and they have only recently made it to the way station, only 1 or 2 times perhaps, then no, they don't even know we exist because it is not of the same energetic frequency. Angels and non-physical beings such as us can converse because we are within similar frequencies of a very high nature. But no, most of the time they don't even know we are here. It is up to them to learn and to grow until they reach a place where they even know we exist. If you go into life and death many times, or you perchance choose to take our advice and to amplify your high vibrating emotions such as peace, happiness, and joy and bliss, then you will find us sooner or later and perhaps choose to join us beyond the life and death cycle as you know it.
So then it's not just enough to be aware in this lifetime that we can traject beyond the way station. It's a matter of repeatedly amplifying our vibration so that when we do choose to leave the human body behind, that it's a possibility that we would remember to match the frequency or to amplify our frequency after our human death in order to get to a higher place where you are?
The fact that you are able to converse with us is enough in itself. You are already vibrating at the frequency where you are aware of our existence. And as more of you are drawn to these teachings, you will know without a doubt at the very moment you leave your body and move into the way station that you won't even need to go to the way station. You will bounce, as you say, beyond into our vibratory place, our dimension, where there is such peace and joy and happiness that it is not of your same words. There is no word to describe the place that we are from. But the fact that you are even here and know that this is an option, then when you shed your body and unzip, as we have taught you, that you will be able to bounce into the place where we reside. And there are even dimensions beyond us. It moves on and on and on, multiplied times 10 times 10 times 10. The universe, as we have mentioned before, expands by multiples of 10 into millions and billions and beyond any number you can comprehend. That is the expansion of the universe.
I hadn't yet considered that there was levels beyond you.
That is understandable. You don't need to know where that is at this moment in time.
And that's fine. It's just good to know that it never ends.
That is a good way to describe it. It never ends. You are full of expansion. And that is another good tool. When you find yourself limited, affirm that you are expansion. You are a part of this growth process, a part of all of creation and expanding. And you may affirm daily, I am expanding, I am expanding, I am expanding. In the same way, it is the same as the use of the word rise. Correct? I am expanding.
I am expanding.
You are expanding in every moment.
That feels good to say.
Doesn't it?
I was going to ask you other tools to use to raise our vibrations, although I've been caught up recently in, expanding in a very slow way. But that's a good tool.
There is no slow. There is no fast or slow. There is only expansion. Speed is also an illusion. We would like to share with you a member of our collaborative unit. Her name is Pilara, and Pilara would like to share with you the tool of wandering. It is important as you are on this physical plane, this planet, that you don't stay stuck in one place. You are expanding as we have just described, and you cannot expand from one physical location. It is, as you say, stupid. If you are expanding and you are moving and you are vibrating at a high level, you wander and explore. Without wandering and exploring, you stay stuck. My name is Pilara, and I have wandered throughout your planet and seen all the forests and all the cities and all the valleys. And your world, our world, is so very extremely beautiful. And when you move on into other levels of existence, you will realize the true beauty of where you reside. It will become a memory, and a pleasant one at that. I know this to be true. There were many who I encountered on my travels and wanderings. Why do you stay stuck in one spot and identify with one place and one city and one people? That is part of your ego. And the more you wander, the less of your ego you will identify with. That is what I found as Pilara. moving through gorgeous jungles and prairies and fields and encountering seas and oceans and waterfalls. There is so much to this physical plane of existence that if you do not know it in depth, how on earth do you expect to bounce beyond it into space? You will enjoy these beautiful pictures of the earthly dimension when you are in our place and from our perspective. You will look down on it like a window from outer space in a spaceship and realize how much beauty exists where you are right now. Do not stay stuck. That is my message. Wander. Wander. Start in your neighborhood and move beyond your neighborhood into another city. Move from another city into another country and know that those are all man-made boundaries that you decided on. There is no such thing as a boundary from where we are visiting. From our perspective, there is no boundary. That is also an illusion. So when you find yourself stuck, just remember the word wander and then follow that word wherever it takes you.
Thank you very much.
You are most welcome.
We are about to wander into a beautiful forest in a few days, and I'm really looking forward to it.
That is good news. It is the perfect time for you to experiment with the tools that we are giving you and to share them in upcoming broadcasts. It is nearing the time that you shall share this with the world. Are you ready for this momentous time in humanity's evolution?
I believe that we are. We have questions about how to deal with those critics or who seek to disprove what we know to be true from our own beliefs and intuitions and what we hear from you.
The higher you rise, the more you will not even notice their existence. If you decide to identify with their vibration, then you will sink to a level where you will no longer even be able to reach us, and that would be what you call a crying shame. They don't know, as we have described before, it is like an egg. The yolk will sink and the white will rise. It is a separation. That is all it is. Ignore the people who choose to be of a lower vibration. They are creating a world of their own that you do not belong in anymore. Choose to use the word rise as we have suggested, and you will only encounter more and more people who understand this teaching and who vibrate at the same level and appreciate what is being offered. Stay in a state of appreciation. Use the powerful word of appreciation to bring you higher and higher and attract souls of a similar vibration, and ignore the lower yokes because they will create a world of their own, creating in their own what they call hell. Because in truth there is no hell other than in the mind, and they are creating it. So look the other way. The moment they say something that is against how you choose to feel, simply look the other way. And perhaps, as we just revealed, wander, because when you are in nature, you don't care what the stupid people say any longer.
No, we don't. Thank you, Pilara.
We are no longer Pilara. She is already emerged back into the collective. But thank you for your acknowledgement of Pilara's efforts and her offerings.
I think that's all my questions for today. I'm looking forward to spending more time in the forest and coming up with more.
In the next session, we would like to discuss something called a mask. How you human beings choose to put on masks to keep you from the truth of who you really are. You think that it is being vulnerable. However, it is the secret to the higher states of being by removing your mask. So perhaps play with that for now, for this week, because we know you will probably not get back to us for at least what you call a week, and that is okay. Stop beating yourself up for it. It is okay. We would like you to play with pretending that you have a physical mask, as if from a costume shop, on your face, and you lift it up over your head and you see out of eyes without the mask. How does that feel for you as you wander without your mask? Play with that as you go to your beautiful place and enjoy. And we thank you for any time at all that you share with us to enable our teachings to reach the masses beyond. And it is our highest desire that you pass this on within 2 more teachings. That's all you have, and it is time for us to spread it on to the rest of the world. Don't you agree?
Yes, I do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Please have a restful evening.